शक्तिदाता अव्यक्त बाप दादा सादर पधारिए मंजुल मधुर निमंत्रण अंतःकरण से कण कण प्रभु आपको बुलाता सादर पधारिए सादर पधारिए। बिछड़े हैं कल्प भर के प्यासे मिलन के कब से बच्चे बुला रहे हैं मिल जाओ आज हमसे दृष्टि से सृष्टि रच दो मुरली से रंग भर दो वरदानों के हे दाता सादर पधारिए सादर पधारिए। कोमल सी भावनाएं निर्मल हृदय का कहना संगम युग में बाबा संग आपके ही रहना धरती भी नग़मे गाती अंबर भी गुनगुनाता संसार सारा गाता सादर पधारिए सादर पधारिए। तेरे प्यार को संजोए नैनों को है भिगोए यादों के मोतियों को सांसों में है पिरोए वो सद्गुणों के सागर भरने हर एक गागर हर ही तुम्हें बुलाता सादर पधारिए सादर पधारिए। आनंद के प्रदाता हे स्नेह शक्तिदाता अव्यक्त बाप दादा सादर पधारिए सादर पधारिए सादर पधारिए।
Baba left his home and has appeared in front of his most beloved children. We are the sweetest children of God. For us, Baba is our grandfather, our father, mother, teacher. I have enough strength. The real mercy to help every soul. The strength to transform the world from Tamo Pradhan to Sato Pradhan. I am a fortunate soul. Om Shanti. So now I'll share my thoughts on the theme of the retreat, final efforts for the final time. There are few expressions which most of us have been listening since a long time. Many of us have been listening these expressions even before Gyan. And these expressions are, we came alone and we will return alone. We came empty-handed and will go empty-handed. We were free when we came and we'll have to return back in a free state. And after coming to Baba, we came to know that we came pure and we'll have to return back home having become pure. So when we talk of the final efforts for the final time, and the final time means the time to be ready to go back home. Any moment of our life actually can be the last moment. And this is why Baba calls upon us to be ever ready. And that means my efforts should be enough that if I have to, as per the drama, leave the body tomorrow, I am ready for that. The soul should leave the body without any pain and suffering. Like Brahma Baba left the body, just easily. So when we think of these expressions, the first thought which comes to my mind is that we need to liberate the self from all kind of dependencies, whether on people or on things. If still I listen sometime myself thinking or speaking, I can't live or manage without this thing, or I can't live without this one, or I can serve only with this soul, I can adjust only with this person. These are all the expressions of dependencies. So, Baba has taught us neither we should become dependent on anyone, nor make anyone dependent on ourselves. Because in both the stages, I, the soul, become the one with a tail. Either I am sticking to someone or someone is sticking to me. So if there is a tail, it will become a hindrance for me to fly and go back home in a free state. And therefore, I need to check myself whether I am still dependent on anything or on anyone. If, for example, as in Bharat, now we listen even from the Brahman family, many are leaving the body, many. And there are such PKs, Brahmins actually, who were the main earning member of the family, or they were the ones who were contributing a lot in the center, and so on and so forth. If that soul leaves the body because of any reason or goes somewhere else, does this thought come, what will now happen to me? How will we manage without that person? How will the expenditures be covered without that person? Who will now take care of us? Who will take care of me? So if these thoughts come to me, that means I have not yet deeply understood that any moment for anyone, that can be the last moment. And now, actually, as Baba says, that before the final time, the rehearsals go on. And we all know that rehearsals for any program, like for cultural programs particularly, there are rehearsals one after another. And there is a day before the main program, which is called like general rehearsal, in the sense of that it is a rehearsal, the main rehearsal, in which all the actors dress up fully and they rehearse in every little moment, taking into consideration as will be the final program. So we see these rehearsals are going on, and there will be a moment when there will be this final rehearsal before the souls will leave the body and they will go back home. So I have to check myself, am I dependent on anything? Becoming dependent means my stage of inner peace and happiness is dependent upon some external circumstances created by people or things. It means we have made someone else, something else, our support and not Baba. Here I want to clarify one thing, that making someone cooperative, or someone or more people cooperative, and offer my cooperation, it's a different aspect. Cooperation is a virtue, it is a power. But becoming dependent is absolutely different. In the same way, using the material means for maintaining body, for service, it's okay. But I should not be dependent on any particular means, any particular kind of food, any particular living conditions, any particular means of service, and so on and so on. This is why in Baba's Murlis, we very often listen these expressions. Pictures are good for explaining, but you can explain even without pictures. In one of the Murlis, when Baba was, Avyat Murlis, Baba was meeting Dadi Janki, and Dadi Janki said that, Baba, I enjoyed Murli a lot. Baba said, of course, you enjoy, but you enjoy not only while being face to face, you enjoy and you are able to catch the essence, the depth of the Murli when you just read the Murli. Not only when you are face to face, of course, when we are face to face, we catch more, but some are not able to catch even then. So therefore, it's not necessary, like Brother Lachu was saying in his experience, that for learning, his main focus was the listening to the lecturer, to the teacher with full attention, and after that, churning. And not running to listen to this lecture, that lecture, going to the library, reading this book, that book, and so on and so on. Like making my own efforts, my personal efforts, and it actually requires effort. The true effort, because in the first attempt you will not be successful. In the second attempt you also may not be successful. Maybe you make 99 attempts, you are not successful, but you are successful in the 100th attempt. And this is why it really becomes very, very important that I am not dependent on anything and anyone except Baba and his Murli. These are the two supports for me, and they will always remain with me. And this is what I understand by the words Ek Bal, Ek Bharosa, one faith, one strength, one support. Because none of us knows where we will be during the last moments of our life. With whom? In which conditions we will be? We don't know. And once somebody asked Dadi Janki that, will we all come to Madhuban from foreign countries when the destruction will be going on? Dadi said, no. No. You will have to be there to support those who are there. So we do not know where we will be, with whom we will be, in which conditions we will be. But the only condition which Baba has given to us is that we should leave the body in the remembrance of one Baba. No fear, no worry, no pulse. And that is actually that effort which we need to make now when we come across different kind of situations. Because I understand when the soul becomes free from all dependencies and is fully dependent on one, only then the soul can become pure. And as the soul came pure from the home, then the soul becomes pure and returns home. So this is one thing on which I wanted to draw attention about the final efforts. Now, another thing which came to my mind while listening the theme was, I recalled one of the Avyat Murlis of Baba, in which Baba said that there will be 4 kind of situations which each one of us has to pass through before we go back home. Situations connected with the body, situations connected with finance, situations connected with nature, that is natural calamities, and situations connected with evil souls. And evil souls can be the wandering ones, those who have not received the body. Some people have this question now that so many are leaving the body. Are they getting the bodies? Their numbers will increase, and the gate of Paramdham has not opened. So Baba said many, many years ago, this will be the fourth kind of test. The evil souls in the wandering form, if they are actually not good souls, and but in the bodies also who have evil sanskars, So we have to pass through all these four kind of situations. And when we talk of final effort for the final time, then we need to make the effort to pass through all these four kind of examinations or situations with honor. And so now I come to the point, then what effort we need to make for passing in all these examinations. The first, the situations connected to body, you know, they can come to anyone, anytime. Because though we are all yogi children of Baba, but our karmic accounts of past 63 births have not been settled. And we all have seen our seniors, our ancestors, they had to face this examination connected with the body. But Baba, in the Murli of 25th April, when Baba was talking about Karmatit stage, if you go through that Murli once again, that last piece, when Baba was talking about illness, and so Baba was telling very nicely, when you practice the stage of going beyond body, that is the stage of bodilessness, during illness, when the body is trying to pull you down and you are making effort to go beyond the pull of the body, you are detaching yourself from the body and you are able to maintain your state of peace and calm. You don't have any complaint. You do not think of your disease. You do not talk about your disease. You don't cry. You don't shed tears, even though there is pain. But you don't suffer because you are in a bodiless state. You're in a bodiless state. And then Baba added in this that for such souls, there is a shower of blessings. Such souls, besides dawa is medicine. They will experience dua. Dua means blessings. Such souls will experience blessings from the Father because of following Baba's Srimad. It is Baba's Srimad that during sickness, your body should not pull you. I remember here again Dadi Janki, when she was, during the days of the yagya, when she became very sick, the first 14 years, Baba said to her, you still can do service while lying on your bed. This was a big question for Dadi. I am lying on the bed and I can't do any service. But Baba said, you still can do. And Dadi's eyes began to shine. Really? How can I do service while lying on the bed? Baba said, just be happy. So that when anyone comes to you for helping you, somebody brings food or medicine or whatever, when they see your happy face, they become happy. And the purpose of service is giving happiness. And so therefore, if now something happens to my body, even little or big, headache or stomach ache or toothache or backache or something, so I need to check myself. Is this body pain is pulling me down? Is it making me break my connection with Baba? Or I am remembering Baba, but I am like a bhagat at the moment. I am praying, Baba, please help me, Baba, please help me. Or I am remembering Baba, and Baba is naturally helping me. Baba is giving me sakash. So this is one of the efforts which we all need to make a lot, because in this last birth, many karmic accounts will be settled through the body. And Baba has given us this formula of changing karma bhog into karma yoga. So this is one thing, and the more I actually use my body for this service, of the yajna, even if it is a difficult task for me, but I do little by little. I want to tell you one story here. It's very, very inspiring story. It's from Shakti Nagar. I have many such stories, but this is a many such real stories, but I'll tell you just one. It was the day of 18th January. The services in Russia have not yet begun. And during those days, we didn't have transmission of Avyakt Murli from Madhuban in the evening, Avyakt Babdada. So you must all be remembering, many of the old students, that during those days we used to have bhattis in the morning till 12 o'clock, then bhog was offered, and then there was a break, and then again 4 o'clock bhatti will begin, and it will continue till 8 o'clock, and bhog was offered at that time also. So I remember there was a old aged mother, very thin, and she was like, her back was bent. She was so like, like a crystal bowl whom you need to hold. So after the morning session, after 12 o'clock, she came to me and said, is it possible for me to not go back to home and stay back here in the center? Because if I go back home now, I will not be able to come at 4 o'clock. So I said to her, yes, sure, you can stay, no problem. And so I showed her a place where she can take little rest. But then she said to me, no question of rest. I just can't go and come. You give me some service. So when she said, you give me some service, I began to look at her from top to bottom, what service I should tell her: to clean the hall, to clean the courtyard, to clean the plates, utensils, what service I can offer. She was so thin. I said, Mataji, you just sit down. Don't worry about service. Everything will be done. She said, no, give me service. Give me some service. Give me vegetables to cut. Let somebody bring the vegetable and I will cut the vegetable for evening Brahma Bhojan. I said, but there is a group of sisters who are cutting the vegetables. Don't worry about it. But can you imagine? She just wanted to serve. And then her eyes fall on a big basket of plates where BKs had washed their plates after bhog and put in that basket. And they were all steel plates. And so she said to me, look, the BKs have washed these plates, but they are all wet. And can you ask somebody to put this basket of plates in front of me on the table and give me 2-3 napkins and I will wipe them off. So I looked at her, but I could not say to her anymore, no. And so then I invited somebody and gave her the napkins. I can tell you literally how her hand was moving. Her hand was moving so slowly to wipe every plate. And every plate she wiped out, there were 300 plates, so many BKs were there. And so starting from 12 o'clock till 4 o'clock, she wiped off all these plates. So the love for service of the yajna We should definitely find such moments, such effort we should make, that there is something so that I can use my body. Maybe not hard work, simple work, but I should use my body for the service of the yajna. And so, this is one of the things which I wanted to say when I want to give with honor the examination connected to the body. The second is examination connected with finance. You know, for me, I think this examination actually came in the yajna also. The baggery part, Baba and the yajna inmates all had to face this situation. And as our MC was saying today, that what happened in the beginning will happen at the end also. This situation will come. But we all know how Baba managed, how Dadi Ishu managed with that little whatever was left in the yajna. I know all these stories when the services began in Delhi, how it all happened. So here I would like to say, to pass this examination, which will come in connection with finance, one of the things which we need to make effort is not to waste even a single penny. We should be so careful in buying anything. I don't mean to say that we should buy cheap things. In Russia, there is a saying that I am not so rich that I will buy cheap things. Because cheap things will break or spoil very quickly, and I will have to buy them again and again. So they say, I am not so rich that I will buy something very cheap. So Baba does not want us to spend on anything, time, energy, money, again and again. So we should be very, very, have a very good power to discern and power to make the right judgment, where to spend, how much to spend, and how to make use of whatever has come in Baba's home. Whether the money is directly spent from Bandari or it has been brought by some BK at Baba's home, or it may be your Lokik homes, how I need to spend everything. No question of wastage. Then Baba has promised, children, you will never starve. Dal and chapati will always be available for you. There should not be, of course, any attachment to any kind of food or any kind of items and so on, or any kind of, shoes or this or that or anything. No wasteful expenditure. Whenever we have the teachers training or I have some meetings with the teachers, I always tell them, and first of all, I have this full attention, even if, you have a lot, there's abundant, so much, but I am Baba's trustee. I do not have the right to make misuse of anything that belongs to God. If I belong to God, then everything which I have belongs to God. So therefore, I use it in a fruitful way, in a worthwhile way. And then it is Baba's guarantee. Baba will never allow that I will starve or I will be thirsty, I will not have water to drink or something like that. No, it will never happen. There may not be 36 varieties, but there will be enough for me that I am content. I am a contented soul. So about finance, I think this is the effort we need to check and change ourselves where there is a need. The third thing, the examination in connection with nature, elements of nature. And, Baba probably yesterday said that nature cure and our inner nature cure, both are needed. We can cure that nature, this vast nature, by curing our inner nature. If I cure my inner nature and I have the aim that wherever I am, whether in Baba's center, whether at my Lokik home, whether in the market, whether in the public transport or at my workplace, wherever I am, but wherever I am, I should be able to create the atmosphere of peace and love. Then at this atmosphere I create, atmosphere is created through our thoughts, our attitude, and the conversation, the theme of conversation, the content of conversation, the tone of conversation, the motive of conversation, our volume, our speed, everything matters. We should have the aim of creating the atmosphere of peace and love. This is the need of the time. Then air, one of the elements of nature, will not cause any suffering to me. Let us create this atmosphere because we are the children of the one who reforms the spoiled. So our presence and our behavior should not create any chaos, any disorder. We are the children of the one who reforms the spoiled, and we should do the same and not vice versa. Attention on the self. Baba has said many times, actually, the whole effort of Brahman life is included in just one word, and that one word is attention, everywhere. In the same way, when we talk of fire, Baba says, check that there is no fire of anger, jealousy, and hatred in your drishti, in your feelings, and in your words. No fire of anger, jealousy, and hatred. Our drishti and our words and vibrations should radiate warmth of love. This warmth is required for every soul. Thirdly, water. We should not be rigid and hard, obstinate, but always ready to adjust. This is connected with dependencies, Sometimes we are so much dependent on our opinion. We become rigid and hard that it should be done like this and not any other way. No, Baba says, no, this will become an obstacle for you at the end. We need to learn to be flexible. We need to learn to be able to adjust and adapt and accommodate, and also transparent as water. Flexible and transparent. This is what makes water valuable. Why we need to take now filtered water? Because the water is all polluted. The water is sold by money. Who could even think of it? That there will be a day when water will be sold. In the scriptures it is written that the milk will be sold in bottles at the end of Kali Yuga. But now the water is sold. So only that is valuable, which is flexible and transparent. And that is what is flexible is also real gold. Real gold easily molds. And we are all preparing for not only going back home, but also for golden age. And then, like earth, we need to increase the power of tolerance and patience as our mother earth. So much of tolerance, so much of patience, so much of generosity. And the ether, the sky, that unlimitedness, vastness, the vastness, unlimitedness of our attitude, our vritti, our drishti, our motives, As Baba says that I am the unlimited father, that is the father of the unlimited children. So same, we have to have that. So that effort, that means learning from the nature and serving the nature. Both are needed so that to pass in that examination which nature will put in front of us. Uh, you know, I remember that in Russia there is a saying that no weather, sometimes we say, oh, today weather is not good, it is very hot, or it is extremely cold, oh, I just wanted to go out, but now it is raining. So we begin to complain against the weather. But the reality is, if we understand the drama very well, that we can't complain. Everything is happening according to drama. And in Russian, they say that no weather is bad, but just check your inner weather. Your inner weather is okay. If your inner weather is fine, then any external weather cannot disturb you. So therefore, serving nature and learning from nature, and no complaint even against nature. And the fourth examination is about the evil souls. Baba also said, I remember it was probably the blessing in the Murli of 1st May, where Baba said, you should practice the form of Kali, Goddess Kali, who destroys the evil thoughts of others. Means if I am a goddess Kali, I cannot myself have an evil thought naturally. I am only then goddess. But such a goddess who can destroy, that so much of power of purity, that I can destroy the evil thoughts of others. And always remembering that I am a Shakti with all the weapons, and no one's dirty vision can fall on me. I remember in mythology, they say that when goddess Vaishno, she was climbing the mountains, and one person with the name Bhairav, he followed her, and then this Vaishno looked behind. She is shown sitting on a loin, and like Durga, and sitting on a loin, and she looked behind. And the moment she looked, this devil Bhairav was burnt. And what does it actually mean? That the devilish tendencies are burned with the power of purity. So the more I increase the power of purity in me, the more I ascend. We all know in the cycle, the world cycle, our downfall has been because of the reduction of purity in the soul. The purity went on reducing, the power went on reducing, and the soul went on coming down. So the soul ascends with the power of purity. So the more I am increasing my power of purity, not only in connection with first vice, but with all the vices and the progeny of vices, the more I am higher, the higher I am, the safer I am. Only then I can help the souls who have that impurity to destroy their impurity. So we have to practice this. I am Goddess Kali. I am the destroyer of impure thoughts of souls. And secondly, I am free from any influence. I am Shiv Shakti. Baba's, I am under his canopy of protection. We all know the example of Mama, how somebody entered to kill her. Mama was sitting there, but this person could not see her. And when somebody came to kill Baba, Brahma Baba, and when their eyes met, Baba was on the roof and this person was standing below with a sword in his hand. And when he was looking up, when he will find the moment to go, when he will be alone, Brahma Baba, and their eyes met, he had the vision of Guru Nanak. He was a Sikh who came to kill him. So Baba says you should have so much power of purity in you that when anybody looks at you, they only see either light or they see you as goddess or they see you as ball of light and might. So I am Baba's instrument. Baba is my protector. Even the wandering souls will receive liberation by light and might of Shiv Baba, and I am the instrument. So if I practice this, because you can imagine now, millions of souls leaving the body, millions. And what is going to happen if I am little weak, emotionally weak, if I am not enough strong, if I don't have that enough power of purity, and their impure power can influence. Therefore, to be able to protect myself, I need to increase this power. And so this is second aspect. And the third is we need to really increase the power of concentration. And for that, we need to check ourselves once again that when I sit for yoga and I say to myself, go to Paramdham, does my mind instantly go and stay there? I say to my mind, come in the subtle region, does it instantly come and stay there? This power of concentration will help the soul at the last moment to leave the body easily. And the last thing which I would like to say is that there are few very good habits we need to inculcate in us. The one of the habit is the habit of remaining content. No desires, no complaints, no capriciousness. And we all know that this is the certificate which we need to take as a result of our study. Content. Always content. Because the one who is content is always happy. And so, just content. No complaint. Yes, see, things come, sometimes unpleasant, sometimes pleasant, but I am content. I don't have complaint. I try to, improve something which I can, but without any complaint inside. Baba reforms us, but Baba does not have any complaint. In one of the Murlis, Baba said, I come to teach you with a lot of interest. Baba used the word ruchi. I come to teach you with a lot of interest. So Baba is interested in transforming us. Baba is interested in making us perfect. Baba is interested in reforming us. So if something is not right, I try to make it right, but I am not internally discontent. I do it with love. I do it with interest. And second practice, second habit probably, which we all need to create in us is, as Baba said in the Avyakt Murli of 2nd May, that I am an incarnation. When my eyes open in the morning, that I have incarnated from my home, Paramdham, for a very special task. I am here for changing night into day and hell into heaven. I remember who am I, to whom I belong, and what am I supposed to do Dadi Janki's three phrases. Who am I? I am an incarnation. To whom I belong? The one who has made me this incarnation. And what am I supposed to do? I am supposed to change night into day and hell into heaven. And the third thing is the habit of, you know, manan, churning, contemplation, deep contemplation, and changing this contemplation into the stage of absorption. Just taking one point for a day and going into the depth of that point. Like from today's Murli, Baba, Shiv Baba, mother and father, then Shiv Baba father, Brahma mother, then Brahma father, Mama mother, and Shiv Baba grandfather. So, how do I enjoy these relationships, these sets of parents for me during my whole day? Any point for that matter. I go in the depth of that point, I contemplate upon that, and I enjoy this family relationship to whom I belong. To whom I belong to Shiv Baba, I belong to Brahma Baba, I belong to Jagadamba, to whom I belong. So, this I think will be very good. And the last is that this our stage of Karma Yoga, one of the practices which I also do is dividing the day in different kinds of activities, similar activities, and for every kind of activity, creating a particular kind of thought. For example, I go for walking, so what thought I should have at that time? Maybe I am an angel. Walking not only just in the garden, but even if I have to go from one end of the home where I stay to another place, from room to kitchen, from kitchen to the room, whenever I am walking in an angelic stage. When I am cooking, making tea or something, cutting fruit, preparing something for eating, then maybe I can think that Baba is giving drishti to this food, and this food is being filled with the power and the energy of Baba. So I divide the day into different kinds of activities, and for every kind of activity, create a good thought, positive thought. It will help me to be a karma yogi. And I think it is very, very important as our final effort, because we do not know, as I said earlier, when are we going to leave? When will be our last moment? So, this is what I wanted to say for today's theme. If anybody wants to say anything, any question, please, you are welcome. We have a few more minutes, or maybe there is some other program, I don't know. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Didi. That's a very enriching class, because there is practice, there is recognition, understanding, everything is included, and some habits also. You have also created some habits for us that we can practice. But since we have some time, I thought maybe I can ask a question or two regarding some points that were really meaningful and at the same time useful. And one of that is that on the power of concentration. You did mention that it will be very helpful for the soul to leave the body in the right way. So it's amazing power. But how can we, plan for it, or how we can, implement it in our practice, so that it can become something that is natural, or something that is not something we think it's difficult or making it difficult, but something that is natural and easy.
Mhm. I think that actually each one of us have this experience. It is not something new. Starting from our student life, you see, we all learn to concentrate our mind. We have different subjects in our school days, and then we are supposed to shift our concentration from one subject to another subject as the periods are changing. So we all have actually this practice, and those who have, not studied, for example, but even at home, those who are householders in the sense of they're just housewives or something like that. So they also have to cooking the food. They know that at 7 o'clock their children will go to school, and by that time this should be ready. So they are focused on cooking. Then it's a time for cleaning, it's time for washing, and so on and so forth. So actually, we all have this practice. We all have this. Now we need to make it little spiritualized. And for example, I give myself the task of reading Murli. I give myself the task of reading Murli. And I tell myself that when I am reading the Murli, I am studying the Murli, I should be fully focused. In the beginning, I try to make some physical preparation. My mobile is away from me, computer is away from me, and I also tell people who are living with me at my home or in the center that at this time, when I am studying the Murli, please don't ask any question, please don't disturb, and so on and so forth. In the beginning, I can make use of this method also. And then I check that, okay, there is no external disturbance, but whether my mind, which has become habituated to run here and there, is it running here and there? So the moment it tries to run, I bring it back. I ask myself the question, you studied half the page. Do you remember what did you read from the Murli? I try to recall back. What did I read? I think that why Mama became Mama Jagadamba Saraswati, because when she listened to the Murli, she listened it with so much focus, so much attention and concentration that after that she could recall the points, go in the depth of those points, and explain those points. So her concentration increased to such an extent. So when I give myself the aim, then my concentration power increases. And I can start it with the Murli. I can start it with some physical work even. I am doing this, any kind of task, but my mind should not be attracted to anything and anyone else. This is actually a kind of a training to our mind, which we give. Some have given this training maybe already in their Lokik life, and but Maya can come in a Lokik life still, and so we have to get rid of this Maya and again tell my mind, this horse, to return back where on the right path and not run here and there. So the more I train my mind and the more I train my intellect, the more this power of concentration increases. This is my experience.